Look at the money in your wallet. If you're like most Ethiopians, that cash feels a lot lighter today than it did just a year ago. Ever since the National Bank of Ethiopia decided to move towards a market-based exchange rate back in 2024, the bear has been on an absolute roller coaster. By late 2025, we've seen the exchange rate fly past the 150 mark against the dollar. Now, the government calls this a necessary homegrown reform, a bitter pill we need to swallow to fix our economy in the long run. But for the average person, for you and me, it just feels like our hard-earned savings are slowly, but surely, dying. The honest truth is keeping your wealth in what I call lazy cash, just stacks of bears sitting in a low-interest account, or even worse under the mattress, is the fastest way to lose your purchasing power right now. Every day you hold on to cash, inflation and devaluation are eating away at its value. But here is the genuinely good news, the silver lining in all of this. For the first time in nearly 50 years, Ethiopia's entire financial system is actually opening up. There are now real, tangible ways to protect yourself and even grow your wealth that simply didn't exist 2 years ago. This isn't just about survival, it's about opportunity. Today, I'm going to break down 5 professional, actionable strategies to shield your wealth from the effects of this 2025 flotation. These aren't get-rich-quick schemes. They are proven methods used in economies all over the world that are going through similar transitions. And I have to tell you, if you truly want to navigate this new economic landscape and come out stronger on the other side, you absolutely cannot afford to skip tip number 4. It's a game changer. So, let's get straight into it. Strategy number 1 is the classic, time-tested Ethiopian favorite, the brick and mortar shield. I'm talking about real estate. Think about it. In a devaluing economy, the price of a house doesn't necessarily go up in real terms. What's actually happening is that the value of the money used to buy it is going down. This is what makes property a hard asset. It has intrinsic, physical value that isn't tied directly to the daily fluctuations of the bear. Whether you're looking at a small studio apartment in CMC, a plot of land on the outskirts of Addis, or a family home in your local city, real estate has historically been one of the most reliable hedges against currency devaluation in our country. It holds its value over the long term. Here's a pro tip for 2025 and beyond. Don't just limit your thinking to residential property. With the new liberalization of the retail and logistics sectors, think about what's happening. Foreign companies are finally entering the Ethiopian market, and they need places to operate. This means warehousing, small commercial spaces, and logistics hubs are seeing a massive surge in demand. Investing in these commercial properties could offer even higher returns than traditional housing right now. The key is to own something physical, something tangible that can't be printed out of thin air. Now for strategy number 2, and this is something our parents and grandparents never had access to. This is the historic opportunity of our generation, the Ethiopian Securities Exchange, or the ESX. With the ESX now fully operational, you finally have the power to stop being just a consumer of products and start being an owner of the businesses that make them. When you buy shares or equity in foundational companies like Ethio Telecom or the newly listed private banks, you're not just holding a piece of paper. You are buying a small piece of the entire business. So why is this so much better than holding cash? Because these big, established companies have something called pricing power. When their costs go up due to inflation, what do? They raise their prices to protect their profit margins. As their revenues and profits grow with inflation, the value of your share in that company tends to grow with it. You're no longer holding depreciating bear. You're holding a piece of a productive, profitable business that's adapting to the new economic reality. You're riding the wave of inflation instead of being drowned by it. This brings us to strategy number 3, gold and portable wealth. Gold is the ultimate survivor. If you look back through every major currency reform in Ethiopia's long history, gold has always maintained its value. It's the asset of last resort, the one thing people turn to when they lose faith in paper money. Now, the National Bank has understandably tightened regulations on buying and selling raw gold to prevent speculation. However, there are still smart ways to get exposure. You can invest in worked gold, like quality jewelry, which is both the value of the metal and the craftsmanship. Even more exciting, some of the more forward-thinking banks are beginning to pilot new gold-linked digital certificates. These are financial products that allow you to own gold without physically holding it, making it safer and easier to transact. It's important to understand gold's role in your portfolio. It doesn't pay you interest or dividends. Its only job is to be a store of value, to never go to zero. Think of it as the emergency brake for your financial life. When everything else is uncertain, gold provides stability. All right, we've arrived at strategy number 4, and as I promised, this is the most powerful tip of them all for those who are willing to take action. Shift your focus from earning in bear to earning in hard value. If you're a business owner or a skilled freelancer, the currency floatation isn't a threat. It's actually your best friend, but only if you can link your income to a stable foreign currency like the dollar or the euro. Let's break this down. For business owners, ask yourself, can my product or service be exported? The world has a huge appetite for Ethiopian coffee, textiles, leather goods, and flowers. But don't stop there. What about digital services? Can you offer software development, graphic design, or virtual assistance to clients abroad? The government is actively encouraging exports with incentives. For individuals, the opportunity is just as massive. The rise of remote work means you can be living in Addis Ababa, but working for a company in London or Dubai, earning in their currency. When you convert those dollars or euros back to bear at the new market rate, you are directly benefiting from the devaluation that is hurting so many others. You're essentially getting a pay raise every time the bear weakens. This strategy allows you to get on the right side of the economic shift. Finally, let's talk about strategy number 5, the 15% interest play. While a devaluing currency is bad, the national bank's response has created a unique opportunity for savers. To combat inflation and stabilize the bear, the NB has set the central policy interest rate very high, hovering around 15%. This forces commercial banks to compete for your deposits by offering much more attractive interest rates than we've seen in decades. Please, do not leave your money sitting in a standard savings account earning a meager 7%. That's a guaranteed way to lose money to inflation. Instead, walk into your bank and ask about these two options. First, time deposits, also known as fixed deposits. This is where you agree to lock your money away for a set period, maybe 6 months or a year, in exchange for a much higher interest rate, often close to that 15% mark. Second, you can now buy treasury bills or T-bills directly through most major banks. These are short-term loans you make to the government, making them one of the safest investments available, and they often pay a rate significantly better than any traditional savings account. By using these tools, you're making your lazy cash work for you, helping it fight back against inflation. The Ethiopian economy is changing faster than ever before. It's a challenging time, there's no doubt about it. But with change comes incredible opportunity. You can either be a victim of this devaluation, watching your savings disappear, or you can become a student of the new system, learning the rules and positioning yourself to win. The old way of saving cash under a mattress is officially over. It's time to be proactive, to be smart, and to take control of your financial future. So, of these 5 strategies, real estate, the stock market, gold, earning in hard currency, and high-interest savings, which one are you most curious about? Which one do you want to learn more about? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll create a dedicated, deep dive video on the most requested topic. Your engagement helps shape this channel. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this information valuable, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for more updates on the Ethiopian stock market and practical investment tips for this new era. See you in the next video.